Next is Mr. Stephen Baldwin. I don't know if he needs an introduction, but he is an actor, he's a family man, and a born-again Christian. He is the youngest of the Baldwin brothers and has appeared in over 80 TV and movies.
Wow. I feel great. I just feel like I can just relax now. No pressure. Well, I get the wonderful pleasure each and every Saturday night of sharing a radio microphone with that guy on a program that we do called Baldwin McCullough Radio. And I'll tell you very briefly how Kevin and I came together. My wife listens to Christian radio all day long. And one day I was outside working in the yard. I came in the house, and in the kitchen I heard my wife going, "Uh-huh. That's right. That's right. You tell him." And I walked in there, and she was listening to a program that was being hosted by this gentleman that you just heard. And I walked in the room and I just stood there for a minute and watched her getting more and more excited and, pumped up. And I said, "Honey," and she turned to me, she goes, "You know what, honey, you're fantastic. I think you're great, you're cute, you're wonderful, I love you, but you need to be more like this guy." I'm going to have to find out who that guy is. Anyway, that subsequently led to my calling into that program several months later, saying hello, befriending Kevin, and then in a story that's way too long to tell, partnering together with Kevin to now do this radio program and launch another idea that we have called Extreme Media, which is a content reality that we want to utilize to fire up the conservative movement, to stand up and start to push back louder and more ferociously than it ever has before. But I'm not going to get too specific about politics. I'm going to do what I do best in my now 44 years on the planet. I'm going to try to keep it simple. I'm here today because Kevin and I were here at CPAC last year, and there were 5,000 young conservative people here, and we had the opportunity to observe that for a large percentage of the time that they were here, there wasn't exactly demographically a whole lot that was here at CPAC for them to come together, share their ideas, and have a platform and fellowship. Interestingly enough, Kevin and I turned to one another and said, why is that? Why don't the young conservatives here at CPAC have an opportunity to have a platform greater than the one that existed? And listen, thank God, thank goodness that if it wasn't for CPAC, those people wouldn't have come together in the first place. So obviously, kudos to CPAC for all of it that it's already done in its history. So Kevin and I said, we're going to come together and we're going to see if we can create an atmosphere at CPAC. And we were very blessed to have CPAC, once they heard our idea, very graciously accept the idea. We now have something happening here today and during this whole experience called XPAC, which is a social and entertainment lounge for the young conservative folks to come together, hang out, have some food, get to know one another, share their ideas, share their fresh, new, smart, intelligent, innovative concepts about what might be a way to make greater strides for the conservative movement in the future. And it's really funny. It's really funny to me because, you know, little companies have been started by some very young people. Companies like Google, companies like Facebook, started by young people who just, you know what was great about those people that started those companies? Like Kevin said before, they didn't wait their turn. They were people who had the chutzpah, the people that had the belief in themselves that they could achieve something if they just stood up and chased their dream and had a voice and didn't wait to be heard. So Kevin and I are so excited to be here this year to launch in partnership with CPAC, the XPAC 2010 Lounge. We're so excited. We have over 1,000 kids that have already signed up to come through, and this is all we want to do for these young people. We want to say to them, we're here for you. What are your ideas? What do you think is going to be the best way to move the conservative ideals forward in the future? It's time to pass the torch from the current generation to the next generation and let these young people be who they are. Let them have the breath of life to live and experience what they believe and what they love. And listen, I think Kevin said it again before. Right now, I've been working in Hollywood for 20 years. Pray for me. It's not easy to be standing at this podium and then have to go back out to the West Coast in the next couple of months. But you know what? I'm a conservative. And and I'm not afraid to stand up for what I believe in. And I'll tell you what, I want to give you guys some good news. There's a whole lot more conservatives in Hollywood than you guys realize. So I think what we have coming together now is absolutely a perfect storm. We have a perfect conservative storm on the horizon. And all we need to do is remember that if we keep enough fuel and gasoline in reserve, and that is the young people, if we have enough young people who feel compelled to stand up and allow their voice to be heard, then that perfect storm is going to swell, and everything that we stand for and believe in, that is the reason we are here today, will come together, and all of us will see a realized reality of what we hope for that will be the future of the conservative movement. So thank you very much for giving us this opportunity. God bless. Thank you very much.
Next, don't be afraid to let go this time.